Hi Baker Bears, I'm Mrs. McDowell. For those of you who don't already know, I'm going to be your art teacher this year. And today for our first art activity, we are going to be putting together an art tub. So you can use anything for your art tub. I found this old blue basket in my supply closet, so I'm going to use that for my art tub, but cardboard box works, a plastic tub, a bucket, a shoe box, anything you can find around your house will work for this. We're gonna put all of our art supplies in it, so on days where your specials is art, you will go grab it and everything you will need for my lesson that day will be right there ready to go. All right, so I'm gonna go through and talk about all the supplies you need to put in your art tub, and then you're gonna have some time at the end of this lesson to go put together your own art tub. So the first thing you need, most important thing, is a pencil. A pencil with an eraser. I love to have a big eraser on hand. You don't have to have one of these if, as long as your pencil has an eraser, you should be good to go. But if you do have a big eraser at home, it'd be great to stick that in your art tub. Scissors. You need scissors. We're gonna be doing some cutting this year. Okay, so make sure you have some scissors that fit your hands. Some of you have little hands, especially my little kindergarten and first graders, so you want to make sure you have appropriate size scissors. Mom and Dad can help with that. The next thing you're going to need is a ruler. Definitely want to have a ruler. For those of you that have been at Baker before, you know that we use rulers a lot in art. So I want to stick a ruler in there. Sharpie. Sharpie. It doesn't have to be the brand Sharpie, but you just want a nice, thick, permanent black marker. Can be any size, not the super skinny one, but just, the regular Sharpie size. Oh, this is really important. Your STEAM journals. We used these last year in art. Kindergartners, I know you weren't here last year in art, but all you need for your STEM journal is just a composition notebook. STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So you're going to use these journals in my class. You're going to use them in STEM lab. You're going to use them in iLab with Miss Kimberly. And you're going to use them in math lab with Miss Hacker. So these are really important. I know these might not always stay in your art tub because you're going to be using them in different specials, but we're definitely going to use them in art this year. We're going to use them as a sketchbook. So I'm going to stick that in my art tub. Okay, what else do I have here? You are going to want some white paper. All right, so I have like 10 pages here. That should probably be enough. If you have like a white paper, like a drawing pad, you could put that in your art bin. Or if you just kind of have loose leaf paper, that's good too. We're going to be doing our fancy drawings and paintings on this paper. So this is really important to have. You can tell your parents you can buy this art paper at Walmart, at craft stores, any store like that. Construction paper. Definitely want to have an assortment of construction paper. I have every color of the rainbow here. If you don't have every color of the rainbow, that's okay. Just a few pieces is probably enough. I know I think the dollar store sells packs of construction paper with a whole bunch in there for pretty cheap. So you can tell your parents about that too. But we're gonna be using construction paper this year too. All right, let's see, glue. Bottled glue or glue stick, either works fine. I like to use liquid glue. My kindergarten and first grade, you might want to do a glue stick. And if you have both, you can stick both in there. I know Mr. Farrell's going to want glue in his STEM toolkit too. So these might have to be shared between the two tubs. Okay, this is really important. Each of you will need a watercolor paint set this year for art. So if you do not have one of these at home, you need to tell Mom and Dad that they're going to have to go buy one for you. Don't think they're very expensive, maybe $2 at the most. It doesn't have to have as many colors as mine. Mine's kind of a bigger one, but if it only has 8 to 10 colors, that's perfectly fine. And these sets, they come with a paintbrush in them, so you don't have to buy the paintbrush separately. Paintbrush should already be there, but we will be painting this year virtually, so please make sure that you have a watercolor set. All right, oh, and to go with our watercolors, you're gonna want a water cup. Now, you don't have to go buy one of these. This can just be something from a kitchen cabinet or maybe your recycling bin. Let's see, my water cup is a recycled ice cream pint. So that's what I'm using for my water cup. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. I'm gonna throw your water cup in there too. And then, also, you want to either have some crayons or some colored pencils, whichever you like better. I know a lot of you, especially my 4th and 5th graders, you like those colored pencils, so you might want to put colored pencils in your art bin. I actually like crayons better, so I'm gonna put, they stay in here, I'm gonna put crayons in my art bin. And it doesn't have to be a brand new fancy set of crayons. I just tried to find one of each color, and I rubber banded them together. I don't think that's a word. I just stuck them all together in a rubber band like that. Okay, so nothing too fancy, but you definitely want to have some coloring tools. And then last but not least, you're going to want to get some markers too. Again, it doesn't have to be a brand new fancy set. I just found one of each color and stuck a rubber band around it to hold it. All right, and again, if they're kind of loose in your art bin, that's fine too. All right, this art bin's for you. All right, and I think that's it. After you hear Mr. Farrell talk for a little bit about his STEM toolbox, and you guys are gonna have some time to start putting together your art tub in your STEM toolbox. Good luck.
Hey, Baker Bears! Welcome back to the STEM Lab. Well, sort of welcome back. I know you're stuck at home right now. But oh my gosh, we have so many exciting new things to do this year, and I cannot wait to try out this new digital learning experience. If ever there was a STEM challenge, this is a STEM challenge. How do you teach and how do you learn when you can't even be in the same room together? So we're gonna find ways to make this work, and it's gonna be a push forward for us. This whole experience reminds me of Apollo 13, a true story about astronauts who were stuck up in space.
Hey, we've got a problem here. What did you do?
They had a small problem they had to fix, and it came down to a round piece and a square piece needing to fit together. And so the engineers on the ground took only what the astronauts had in space into a room and had to find a way to make it work.
Okay, people, listen up. We gotta find a way to make this fit into the hole for this, using nothing but that.
What's this?
That's what they gotta make.
That's duct tape. You need an LCG bag, 2 LCG bags.
And just like the astronauts and the NASA engineers, we're gonna have to work around the problems we face and find ways to make it work. And I have the past several weeks just loved that phrase, work around it, because if one way doesn't work, you could find another way, and that's what we'll be doing. And to get us ready for our STEM challenges, we're gonna need some things to work with. We're gonna need some tools. So in this giant toolbox, what are some things that you might expect to find? You're right. A wrench, a crescent wrench is an important tool to use. What else? Hammer. Good old hammer is in here. Ooh, good one. Pliers. Pliers are an important tool, okay? How about this one? How about socks? What? Why are there socks in here? Well, when the astronauts had to put together the round and the square pieces, they actually had to use their socks. You know what else they had to use? Duct tape, of course. That's just a good tool to have around anyway. What else would you expect to find in here? Screwdriver. Here's a screwdriver. Okay, so great. You have a toolbox, you have tools. Wait, you don't. Maybe you don't have a giant toolbox with giant tools in it. No problem. We're going to work around it. In fact, our first STEM challenge is going to be to build our own STEM toolbox with the materials we have around the house. By the way, I want to point out that I'm always wearing my mask. I have it around my neck. I got a little rubber band on here. So whenever I'm out around people, which I'm not right now, I can definitely wear it because the mask, as you know, is the least we can do to help stop the spread of the virus. All right, so box. We talked about having a tool box. What kind of toolbox are we talking about? Well, shoebox would work, right? Something rectangular prismy, or a big paper box would work. This might be a little challenging as far as room in your house, so you don't have to go this big. You could go with a smaller size box. I have found though, this adult size shoebox happens to work the best. All right, I adjusted the light, now you can see the cover here better. I haven't decorated it yet, I haven't put a title on it. I have some ideas, I just need time to be able to do that. So what do we have here? What do you expect to find inside a STEM toolbox? Well, you might remember from last year, we had our STEM journals, and then we turned them into STEAM journals. Well, now, even better, we're going to have I-STEAM journals. I for iLab, STEAM for art and STEM. We're all going to be using the same journal. I think even Miss Hacker is going to be working with us with the math part in the journal as well. So make sure you have your I-STEAM journal. And now that I think about it, that should probably not be in the toolbox because you're going to want to have this for every subject. So we'll have to have a special place to keep that. What kind of journal does it need to be? It doesn't matter if it's the kind with the solid back here or the kind with the rings on it, as long as you have a place that you can call your I-STEAM journal. All right, back to our STEM toolbox. What kind of objects do you expect to find in here? Think about the things we've used in the past couple of years with our STEM challenges and building materials. Uh-oh, I think I see a clue right here. What are these? Pipe cleaners. These are so handy to use for different things. So please talk to your parents, see if you can pick up some pipe cleaners. Even the little wires on your bread that you tie, those little ties, you could save those and use those as well. What else have we used for our STEM challenges in the STEM lab in the past? How about some straws? Straws are super handy. I don't like to use them all the time because they're bad for the environment, but if we use them in creative ways, we are putting good use to them. So please make sure you pick up some straws and put those in your STEM toolbox. What else do we have in here? Yeah, I heard somebody say string. Oh my goodness, string's very, very handy. Doesn't matter what kind of string, just something long and skinny that can tie stuff. Right? What else do we have in here? How about, did I hear glue? I did, and I'm glad you mentioned glue because glue is on two lists that you need. There's the STEM glue and there's the art glue. Now, of course, one glue stick could be used for both, but I'm afraid it's going to get misplaced if we don't have separate ones for separate subjects. So if you can, get two glue sticks, at least two. One for your art box basket and one for your STEM toolbox. What else do we have in here? Well, we have our journals. Of course, we're going to need to do some writing. I always write in pencil because I make mistakes and I can erase them. So please make sure you have several sharpened pencils so you don't have to go sharpen them while we're doing our activity. If one breaks, you can just use a different one. What else do we have? Oh, popsicle sticks. If you're lucky, the ice cream truck has come by your house at least once this summer. Try to save these or pick them up because we can use these for all different kinds of STEM challenges. Popsicle sticks. And then rubber bands. They are like string, but stretchy and very handy to have for STEM challenges. So pick up some rubber bands. What else do we have? I heard scissors. You are correct. We need scissors for cutting our string and our straws and whatever else, our paper. And hopefully you noticed, you're gonna need two of these. One for art and one for STEM. It's just gonna be easier to keep up with things if we keep them all where they need to be. So one for STEM and then one for art. What else do we have here? a ruler. Definitely need the ruler for straight lines, but also for measuring in centimeters and in inches. Play-Doh! Who doesn't love Play-Doh? We're going to be using this for our modeling and different things, so please pick up at least one of these containers of Play-Doh to keep in your STEM basket. Tape. Oh my gosh, tape is so important. It's super handy, super helpful. And ideally masking tape, if you get your hands on this, because masking tape really is my favorite. It's just so easy to work with, but it's also strong. But if you don't have masking tape, that's fine. You can use Scotch tape. If you're lucky, you might even get your hands on some duct tape. This stuff's a little bit tough to work with because it is so strong, but it's super handy and definitely good to use for STEM challenges. And toothpicks. Toothpicks also very helpful. And you're going to need some cardboard. Look around the house, break down old boxes instead of throwing them away, and stack them. The best cardboard is cereal boxes because it's thin and easy to work with. What are we doing with these cardboard boxes? Well, what are we not doing? So many different options. Third grade will be making a solar oven, so third graders, make sure you save a pizza box. Fourth grade can be working with an elevator type for simple machines, and there are several different ways we could do that one. Fifth grade will be working with motors, electricity. We can also tie that into the cool elevator idea. Kindergarten, animals in motion. First grade, rainproof shelters. Second grade, transformers. Really, there's unlimited things we can do with the cardboard. And remember, thin cardboard is the best and easiest to work with. So cereal boxes and other things you find in your cupboard, save those. Don't throw them away. Save those for a project. And we're going to have some time today to start gathering these materials around your house. By next week, you're going to need all these materials in your box because we're going to actually start doing some STEM challenges, and we're going to need tools in our STEM toolbox to do that. Thank you guys for watching, and up next I'm going to show you the items that you're going to need, and then you can get started putting your toolbox together. Okay, Baker Bears, time to make your art tub, time to make your STEM toolbox. 12 minutes left in the class period. Ready, set, go! Okay, Baker Bears, time is up. Specials are now over. Time to head back to your homeroom teacher. See you guys next time.